breathe it all. Today, one day I'm fine. So I think being healthier also helps your immune system. You're stronger. You're working you're working out and everything. So I mean, it helps your immune system, so you bounce back from colds a lot quicker. And like I said, and just the fact being stronger, your joints get better. If you have arthritis in the knees, you strengthen the quads to help combat that. You have arthritis in hands and wrists, you strengthen the forearm. You strengthen the muscles above the arthritis that makes that feel that much better. So I mean, those are just some of the health benefits of it. So I mean, that's just one of the biggest reasons. I mean, your heart gets healthier. You might not see the stuff you're wanting to see on a scale, but just getting a better cardiovascular shape, you'll know it. I mean, going up a flight of stairs, carrying something somewhere, anything like that, it just makes a huge difference. I have a lot of clients tell me all the time, I carried, carrying all the groceries the other day, and I wasn't struggling. I carried them all in by myself, and it didn't, wasn't short of breath or anything like that. And you can feel that difference, especially when you start getting into cardio. And cardio can be as easy as walking on a treadmill, riding a bike, going for a walk, with a friend out, just out in the, in better weather, out, along the street or whatever. It doesn't have to be real hard. You can make cardio, fun and easy in the sense of like, all you got to do is just go do it, getting up and going for a walk. When you're doing cardio, you should be able to talk to someone. If someone asks you a question, hey, how was your day? Oh, it was fine. I, had a normal day at work. Nothing new happened. So, if you're going too hard, it's easy going, taking a breath between everything. We don't want that. You need to go to a point where you're not so out of breath that you can't do it. Because one, you're going to quit, especially if you're not used to it. Two, it's just not, you're not going to get the benefits that you need. Because then you're burning off glucose, which is what you eat that day from the carbs and stuff, instead of burning off stored fat. So we want to burn off the stored energy, not the stuff that you had that day. So that's just a few things as far as health benefits wise. Someone comes to me, the first thing I usually do is I take them in the office, I sit them down. If they want to do the body fat test, which is $10, it's a very good gauge of where you're going. Because like I said, a lot of times, especially when you first start, you haven't looked at weights, you don't see the drops on the scales like you want to. So I can do this body fat test and show you that your body fat was here, you were 20 pounds body fat. Then your lean muscle mass was 100 pounds, obviously 120 pound person. And then, in 6 weeks, you're only down to 115, but let's say you lost 10 pounds of body fat and you gained 5 pounds of muscle. I can show you that, but the scale's not going to show you that. So that's the nice thing about these body fat tests. I can get that, and then I can get what's called your basal metabolic rate, or BMR, which is how many calories you burn in a day doing absolutely nothing. If I was to lay on the couch myself for a whole day, for 24 hours, and just lay there, I would probably burn close to 1,800 or 2,000 calories just for my normal bodily function, doing absolutely nothing. But none of us do absolutely nothing. We're up, we're moving, we're working. You sit at a desk, you still probably move around a heck of a lot more than what you think. And then if you add exercise on top of that, that's why most diets that fail, people aren't eating enough. It's not that they're eating too much. Especially when you get in there, your meals should be for a guy, should be between 400 to 500 calories. For a woman, 350 to 400. Your snacks for men and women should be right around 200. Unless the guy's really, cranking out cardio and lifting, then his, snacks should be a little bit more. But I mean, that's a good gauge, and you can figure out how many meals you're supposed to have a day. Eating every 2 to 2.5 hours. I started my day at 7:30. I had breakfast, what you think for breakfast: grilled chicken and green beans and half a banana was my breakfast. 2 hours from now, I'm gonna have a protein shake. So at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna have a protein shake. At 11 o'clock, I'm gonna have a hamburger patty and green beans. And then my days are pretty much the same thing every day. That does get old, it gets boring. But like I said, right now, really trying to focus on getting ready for a show in the summer. So a little bit different, but different walks of life. Everybody says, tries to make excuses. Well, I can't get away from that work. I can't get away from that. That's where protein shakes come in handy. If you're at work and you have a client, most of you probably drink coffee if you're just talking to a client. That doesn't bother anybody. So what's the difference between drinking a cup of coffee or drinking a protein shake? Would you want to eat eat a protein bar in front of a client? Probably not. You wouldn't eat a candy bar in front of a client. But, drinking a protein shake isn't a big deal, I don't think. Because, it's something we all do. You always have a drink or a bottle of water or something on your desk. So, just a couple of things. After that, then we get in the gym. We'll talk about what we're going to do. I'll run through the workout. Usually the first time is relatively easy. I don't want to go too terribly hard, just the fact that I don't want to make them hate me too terribly bad the first day. Clients I love are the ones that want to be pushed. The clients that are tough are the ones that don't want to be pushed but want to get their money's worth. I want somebody that, tells me, go until I can't go anymore. That's the easiest thing for me to do because I can tell when you can't do it anymore. It's proper form. It's hard to say, go until I get my money's worth. that's tough. When I have to look at someone's face and, kind of struggling, but I don't want to go too much. That's the hard people. So, finding someone that really wants to, just crank it out, and they'll do the stuff outside of the gym, the stuff in the gym. Like I tell people, there's 168 hours in a week. If I train you for 2 of those hours, you get 166 on your own. And that's a lot of time. You don't see me. So I can control 2 of those hours. If you're not controlling the other 166, we're not going to see any changes. You're going to stay right the same. Will you get a little bit better shape because you're lifting weights? Yeah, but you're not going to see the dramatic loss and all that stuff like you want. The average person can lose 2 pounds of fat a week. A pound of fat is about the size of my fist open. A pound of muscle is about the size of my fist closed. So there's definitely a significant size difference. This isn't the same for everybody. I'm just using my fist. We have those things at work. So you can lose 2 of these a week. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but in 12 weeks, say you lost 24 pounds. There's that 20 pounds I talked about earlier that can make your knees feel better, your back feel better, all your joints and everything, just feel better. So I know we always talk about the aesthetics, but today I talked a little more about health. Any questions, concerns? Along that line.
Who in this room loves to work out and lift weights? I just love it. Besides Fred, who's maybe a little different than the rest of us. My opinion is most of us hate it. I hate it. I've been doing it for 10 years and I hate it. It's not fun to go in there and bust your butt and do all that stuff in the gym. I don't enjoy it. Fred has been doing his whole life and he loves doing that stuff.
I do. I love what I do at work, but if I could just give all that up and just work out, play ball, I'd do it every day.
But the point is, the only way I can do it is to have a guy like him. So go in there, it's like going to the dentist twice a week. You go in for an hour, he grinds on your teeth, and then you get out. The part I love most about working out is walking out the door. And then I go, God, I love working out. Yeah. But when I walk in, I don't like it much. But that's why I need a guy like Aaron, a guy who's going to be there that you can just get your workout. If not, if I go to Kings Point, I find myself just standing around, lifting a few, looking at the girls. That's all I'm doing. Walk out of there feeling like I wasted my time. So I think it's something to really consider. The other thing you might bring up is, if anybody or anybody, bring a friend. Dude, he's got deals where maybe you and a girlfriend can say, you know what, we're going to try this for a month. Give it a month of 4 weeks to be able to do it. I think you'll see that all of a sudden, you're like, God, I really kind of enjoy this, and then it kind of becomes a party of life. So
that's what I did talk about too, is a little bit of pricing. With $30 a session, you do not have to be a member of our gym. You don't have to pay any gym fees, any agent fees. You just pay me your $30, come in with an hour session. If you want to continue that, you can keep paying the $30 every single time. Or you can I do package deals. The new deal I started a few months ago and everybody seems to like, it's 10 sessions for $250. So you're getting 10 sessions for $25 a piece. That's a commitment both to yourself and to me. I know you're going to be there. And like Ken says, with that appointment definitely comes greater responsibility to show up. And then also, if you 2 people, my new deal is if I do 2 people in the same hour, it's 10 sessions for $300. So that's $15 a person. It's as long as and they said, especially with a friend, $15 a person, I think is very reasonable. And they said it works well together. And Marge and her husband used to come to me, and like I said, I'd have one of them doing one thing, one doing the other thing, and we very rarely cross paths. So it works well together. But also if you wanted to, like Ken, he used to work out with a guy. They did the exact same thing. Ken would go, he would go. Ken would go, he would go, and that works too. It's just whatever's different. With Marge.